Hello everyone, welcome back. So today's little video is going to be on where my process is, like where I'm at in my enlistment process. It has been going super slow, so it's been about a 6-month process, somewhere around in there, maybe a little more, maybe a little bit less. So it started off with the MHS Genesis program, and me having to get all this medical documentation since I am 33 now. Just turned 33 August 1st, so I've been 33 for just a couple days. I started this process obviously in my at 32 and a half about, and it's taken a while. I'm still in there, in the very end process right now. I'm going to tell you where I'm at. If you wait to the very end of this, I'm going to get into that, and hopefully some part of this video will help you out. And I've seen a lot of other people's videos in here that have helped me out, let me know what I need to do next or what to expect, so stay tuned. So I started off with the MHS Genesis program, which is the new version of like the M-Road program, which are both terrible, and deprive the military of a lot of good service members. The way that I look at it, if a person has an issue that they do not want to disclose because they want to serve their country, so be it, let them. If they die in boot camp, it's their choice. If they have some type of issue, later on in life because of their military service, that's their choice. It's, regardless, if they make it through and things like that, and they end up getting an honorable discharge or medical discharge or whatever, they serve their time, the military should pay for that stuff. It's just part of it. People want to serve their country. The fact that a person has that mindset at the beginning that they want to give back to a country that's given a bunch to them just makes them a hero in itself. So anyways, back to my process. Started off with the MHS Genesis program. Had to get all kind of stuff from everybody who had seen me for the past however many years. I think they said like 10 years. So I did my best to get everything that I could. But the way that it started was I went and signed a bunch of paper with my recruiter, and then they sent this stuff off. And basically what it does is it violates HIPAA to be able to pry into your medical and pharmaceutical history to get all kind of stuff that they don't deserve having in the first place. But they get it, and then they want additional information on that stuff. So you have to go collect all this stuff from, family physicians who surgeons, blah blah blah, whoever would have seen you in that period of time that they knew that you were seen. You have to get that information for them, and any other types of documentation, medical related, that they want. So I did all that, brought all this stuff to them, wrote a bunch of handwritten statements. Telling them, explaining why this happened or why that happened, whether it was, I had some anxiety issues after my first wife passed away, and explained that it was just due to grief. I went and seen my family doctor. Obviously, what any doctor is going to do is they're going to want to prescribe you some type of medication. So I explained all that stuff and told them that I'm perfectly fine now. I don't just walk around freaking out or anything like that. And all that stuff passed. Everything that, any issues that I had, it all passed. I got lucky. I guess a lot of people were getting rejected for much less than everything that I've had. So after that, then came all of the criminal history stuff and this big tattoo waiver that they're worried about. So I have tons of tattoos. The Navy is the most lenient on tattoos, and their tattoo policy is the least strict out of all of the branches of the service. So that's why that was a big deal sealer, obviously, on me. Like, the only branch I could get into was the Navy, but I've always loved the Navy and World War II history involving ships, and I've always loved the ocean and stuff like that. So, it was definitely in my top picks anyway. So it is what it is. Navy, here I am. So they had to take all pictures of all of my tattoos, and I had to explain to them why I got every single one of them. They had to take pictures with a Navy shirt on, a Navy logo t-shirt on that showed this tattoo and what it looks like from the front. And it's basically sometimes looks like beard stubble or just a dark area on my neck, from a ways away. So it's not as obviously. I'm super happy that I haven't had it colored in yet, or it would have been much more of an issue. Because right now the Navy is only letting people in with a neck tattoo that's about 1 inch diameter. This is obviously much bigger than that, so it requires a waiver. So they had to do criminal background checks in every single county or parish, because I'm originally from Louisiana, and they don't have counties down there. It's all parishes because it's predominantly Catholic, which is, I don't know, it's weird, but it is what it is. So every single parish I lived in down there, which is Lafourche and Terrebonne Parish, and in Missouri, they went through all the different counties that I lived here in the state of Missouri, doing background checks, and I had to write a few handwritten statements on some different little things that I had issues with, as far as the little criminal things, which is always just the one thing that they're worried about was something that got dismissed because the person was not being honest and was just mad because, I don't want to get into that, but it is what it is. So I had to write a handwritten statement on that. They submitted that stuff. I think that it's good enough. Also had to write a letter recently on why I'm picking the Navy, and obviously I went over those things like, I am a member of a long list of family service members, through the generations of people who have served from, the Civil War, World War I, World War II, and up until now, so I want to uphold that standard in my family, and I'm very passionate about my country, and I explained all those things, and the fact that as far as me, why I wanted to be in the Navy is just, obviously I wasn't going to say the big deal sealer was the fact that it's the only branch I could get into, but it also does have a lot of stuff that I'm looking for. Like, I love the ocean. I might not get a rate, which is the same as like an Army MOS or a Marine Corps MOS. It's a rate is just a Navy job. They say choose your rate, choose your fate. So I'm not sure which one I'm going to choose yet. I have a big list of things that I'm interested in. Not a big list, but like 5 things. But if none of those things are available, obviously at MEPS during the end of my processing, I'll have to pick something else. So I wrote that paper on why I wanted to be in the Navy, and a lot of it was like, naval history and my interest in being on the ocean and getting to experience some of the things the Navy has to offer, vice versa. So I had to write that. I submitted that to my recruiter. She loved it. She submitted it to their MEPS waiver guy, and he thought it was good enough, and now they are wanting me to go in and get my official height, weight, and waist size. So I've been doing my best to lose weight. I'm not fat at all. I just have a little bit more than what they want. And so I was wanting to just jump right into working out in the beginning of this process, but I was at the point where I was like, well, I don't even know if any of this is going to work out. So I just really kind of just laid back, waiting to see what was going to happen, did everything that they needed me to do. Obviously, I didn't go crazy on the eating and things like that. I was still doing my best to slow down and all that, but I guess my body kind of plateaued and kind of stopped around a certain point, and I still need to get under 39 inches because of the size of my neck, which is bigger because I used to work out all the time. I'm a bigger person, and so I have to lose a bit of weight. So what I've been doing is only eating once a day. I've been doing lots of jumping jacks and some running, trying to cut down this weight so that way I can get in there and do what they need me to do as soon as possible. Plus, also recently, me and my wife and our family were moving to a safer area, where she feels like she would be safer while I'm doing boot camp and A school and possibly C school. So I hope this has kind of helped y'all. This is where I'm at right now. I am working as hard as I can to lose weight and things like that. The job that I work, my full-time job, is I'm a welder, and I've been doing welding type of stuff for a very long time. I'm 33 now, so I think I started welding whenever my dad had a shrimp boat when I was a kid in South Louisiana, and I welded on that, which was aluminum. And I went a while without welding, but still knowing what it was about and being able to process in my mind, and understand it better. And then by the time that I started doing it again, it was already kind of a knack for me to pick it right back up. But basically, almost welding off and on for like 20 years. So that being said, my job, I sweat a lot. I have all the opportunity in the world to drink a ton of water and lose weight, so I've been taking advantage of that. Um, Today I had some other stuff going on, so I took a vacation day today to take a family member to a oral surgeon and whatever. So, and he ended up getting back kind of late, but it is what it is. So no work for me tonight. I wasn't to go in if I got back early enough, but it's not even worth it at this point. So if any of y'all have any questions on anything in my process that I forgot to mention, please leave that in the comment section below. I'll always answer stuff. People ask me stuff all the time. I get constant, not constant, but pretty much daily comments. Some are statements that I just like, and some are questions. If they're a question, I definitely do answer them to the best of my ability. A lot of people have asked certain things about criminal history waivers, or just like anxiety stuff, or like basically if you're prescribed a medication that you didn't take. Doctors just do stuff. You know, the military doesn't understand that. I was given medication for high blood pressure while I was going through that anxious stage, and it kind of, the fact that I had high blood pressure gave me more anxiety about maybe I have a health issue now. So it kind of developed like a little white coat syndrome, or just being nervous in a doctor's office basically. And that kind of, every time I would go in and get seen while I was getting, and stuff, especially in the blood pressure portion, while they're checking you in, I would always be nervous and my blood pressure would be a little bit high. So I was kind of worried about that happening at boot camp, but I'm not at boot camp, at MEPS, but it is what it is. I mean, if that happens, I've done everything that I could to get in. I wouldn't like it at all, but I believe that God's plan for me is to get in. I believe that's what He wants me to do. So I'm going to keep on going and doing what I need to do. And I believe that whenever I do go to MEPS and do all that stuff, that I will get in. Also, by the way, I think somebody asked about my Asvab score. I did score 47. I have not done any schooling or anything like that for a very long time. I was surprised I scored that high. I figured I would get like a 35 or something like that. I got a 47. I think whenever I did my Asvab in high school, I scored a 60 something maybe. I don't exactly remember what my official Asvab score was. So this is just my practice Asvab, and my official one will be coming, I think, next week or the week after, as long as my waist is decent. If it's not, I might have to wait a bit longer. I'm doing my best, and I want my recruiter to be, I do my best to inform her that I am working very hard on my weight and things like that. It's just hard, like it really is. Whenever I was growing up as a kid, I was super scrawny and was like, man, if I could ever just gain some weight, I could turn that fat into muscle. Now that I'm older, when I started getting into my mid-20s, I was like, man, like if I didn't work out, I could be a little fatty. But luckily, I was always the type of person to always, like, when I saw myself getting a little bit out of hand, I would, cut back on some sweets. So what I've been doing is no soda, no sugary stuff as much as possible. Eating a lot of vegetables and fruits, and one meal a day. A little bit of snacks in between. Most of the snacks will be like grapes or pickles, or low carb stuff. I think it's been doing me pretty good. I have been noticing that I've lost about 7 pounds in 4 days. So I'm gonna stay on that again, and hopefully I can get in here to do this official height, weight, waist as soon as possible. And as soon as I do, stay tuned. I promise I'll let y'all know what happened. And as always, like and subscribe. God bless every single one of you. Thank you so much for stopping by the channel, and I'll see you next time.